How are you guys? So, it's been a while since I played at the unit game, but here I am doing another one of those videos. Um, so, this is the video for the Thursday night WBL unit game, which happened to be a Swiss, but we had hand records for all the boards, and it was June 9th. Uh, yeah, and it was actually quite a long game because they had some technical issues with running the Swiss. But anyway, so let's get started. So board one, North is the dealer, and North has 11 high card points with a singleton. So I think most people are going to open this hand. And if you do open this hand, I imagine most of you are going to open one heart. At our table, we actually open Flannery, but we'll assume that you open one heart. So East has 11 points and no real bid, so they pass. And South usually passes, or they might try like a semi-forcing no trump, forcing no trump to try to psych their opponents a little bit. But we'll say that they pass. And then West has 610. Has a 17 count, so they have a few options. They can start with a double and plan to bid spades, or they can overcall one spade. I think with all these points in their short suits, they can probably just bid a spade and expect that that you won't really miss a game if partner can't really act over a spade. So West bids a spade, North passes, and East should has two options. They can try one no trump, or they can try two no trump, and two no is a little aggressive for sure. But let's say they do bid one no trump. South passes again, and West probably will just bid three no trump. They can bid three diamonds, which would allow them to show their second suit, just in case you might have doubt about playing in no trump. And if you look at the actual deal, as it turns out, you do defeat three no trump on either black suit lead and club shift or continuation. But regardless, whatever West bids, East will probably continue with three no trump. And South will be on lead, and South really has no reason to not lead their partner's suit. So I think that if you do get to 3-0, it's very likely that you'll actually make 3-0 trump. And you can recognize that you're a little open in clubs, and so on the heart lead, you win the king of hearts, cross to your hand, cash your 3 heart tricks, cash your diamonds, and basically go home at this point for a pretty good results to make 3-0 trump. So board 2, East deals and has a 14 count, and depending on whether you open a diamond or a club with these hands, they'll either open a diamond or a club. And South will overcall one spade, and West will make a negative double. North has no bid. They'll probably bid 2 hearts now, pass. And I think this hand is probably worth a game try. So they will do, whatever your game tries are, just make an invitational raise. If you play that 2-0 is asking, you would bid 2-0 asking, and your partner would show a maximum with 4 trumps. So basically, when you make a game try, you are going to get to game on this hand, which is not super friendly for your side. So actually, the best lead for your side here, you could argue that for the diamond lead, and certainly if East opened the club, probably South might try their stiff diamond. Otherwise, they might try the queen of spades, holding queen jack 10 fifth. Queen jack fifth, probably you wouldn't lead a spade, but queen jack 10 fifth is definitely good enough. So at our table, my partner did lead the queen of spades, and Declare played the king, so I had really no reason not to ruff this trick. And they did open a diamond at my hand, so that coupled with the fact that my partner didn't lead his singleton diamond made me think that maybe partner has a diamond void, so I returned a diamond to try to give partner a ruff. Notice that we can do one trick better if I return a club to partner, and they win their jack, and now they can play a spade and I ruff it, and I can even cross to partner a second time if I want to, but now he would be giving me a ruff with his natural spade trick at this point. So basically, if you get to 4 hearts, you're not really ever going to be making this contract. But there's a cute little play that you can do here, which is, so Queen of Spades, King, and ruffed. Notice that actually if you just let it run around to your ace, you can just finesse South out of their spade spots. But once you decide to play the king, then you can draw 2 rounds of trumps and cash your 3 diamonds, and then exit a club. And the defense can play 2 rounds of clubs, but then whoever is on lead will be end played. If North is on lead, they will have to play a diamond or a club, which will give you a ruff and slough. And if South is on lead, they're down to Jack 10 XX of spades, so they have to lead a Jack, which will allow you to win that trick and force out their other spade honor, which you could have done if you had just won, if you let the spade run around originally. Probably should have done that. So being in 4 hearts down 1 or 2 is a pretty normal result, I think. So next board, South deals, has a pretty normal 1 heart opener, and if West were not vulnerable, I think they might chance a spade overcall, even with the 4 count, but at vulnerable versus not vulnerable, I think this is just a little too much. So West passes, and North might try a forcing no trump, or they might pass. But regardless, East is going to double here. And South should bid 2 clubs, showing their second suit. And West definitely has enough to shove in a 2 spade bid here. And it goes pass, and East, knowing that West made a free bid, can happily raise to the 4 spade game. And the play in 4 spades, there's really nothing to it. You're going to lose 2 diamonds and a spade, and basically impossible to lose anything else. Now, if something weird happens, like for example at my teammates' table, they opened a heart and it went pass, pass, double, and South decided to do something a little bizarre, which is bid 3 clubs, which is very far away from what they actually have, but this kind of had the effect of making the opponents think that he had something. So West decided that he didn't quite have enough to bid 3 spades, and then East doubled again, and now he bid 3 spades. So I think that on this kind of auction, West's hand is a little too strong for this auction, and if you don't bid 3 spades over 3 clubs, which is totally reasonable to not do that, when partner doubles again, that you really do have to jump to 4 spades, since your partner cannot really be playing you for a 5th spade, and King Jack 5th and 5-2, 4-2 shape. And moving on to board 4. So West deals and has nothing, so passes. And North passes, and clearly we have East with the exciting fun hand. So East will open a diamond, which happens to be South's best suit. So South passes, and West responds a heart. North passes. East probably will try 1 spade. Not quite enough for a 2 spade jump shift, which would be game forcing, since you only have 1600 points, I think. South passes again, and West probably is boxed into bidding 1 no trump. And so now North passes, and East is definitely worth another call. The question is, what should they try? At our table, they tried 2 clubs, which does not show this many extras. Actually, it just shows the shape. But when their partner continued with 2 hearts, now they bid 2 no, which does show significant extras. And obviously, West doesn't have an accept of a game invite. You could also just try 2 no directly, but that kind of has the negative effect of basically hiding your shape. So partner's going to think you're something like 4-1-5-3 if you bid 2 no directly, rather than bid your club suit. So I think that a pretty normal contract is to be playing some degree of no trump. If you do introduce clubs into the equation, West might preference to a club suit, so you might end up playing three clubs with the 5-0 jerk, which isn't super friendly. Um, at our table, they did declare two no trump, and so as the North hand, originally against one no, you would probably lead your fourth best club, but now that East has shown clubs and West has shown clubs, the club lead is no longer as attractive. As you can see on this deal, it doesn't give anything away, but certainly if West had held the 10 of clubs, it might have. And heart lead doesn't seem that attractive when West rebid his hearts either. And, a spade lead maybe, but you kind of can't really tell. I mean, partner definitely doesn't have good enough spades to overcall a spade over a diamond. And basically the only suit that you can pretty much guarantee that your partner has is diamonds. So with the diamonds in the dummy and partner showing diamonds, I just decided to lead my stiff diamond. And the diamond went to the queen, king. And then, so South, doesn't really have anything to do. They can't play a diamond back into the board, so they tried a low heart, which went 10 queen, and North doesn't really know what the heart position is, but they can probably guess that there's not that huge of an urgency to play a heart back. So what I did was I shifted to the 9 of clubs just to see, what the club position was. So this 9 of clubs here should really be attitude, saying that that you don't really like clubs here. So anyway, so then what declare does is they win the club and they drive out the spade. And then upon driving out the spade, you can sort of see that you kind of need to cash out here. So then you would play the ace of hearts and a heart for basically you kind of have no options. And you should beat 2-no one trick. And for those of you who did play it in 3 clubs, I think that the 5-1 jerk, the 5-0 jerk is also gonna cause you to go down one trick. So board 5. Now North deals, again has nothing interesting and passes, and East has a very normal 1-no trump opener and chooses to do so. And South should make whatever their major showing bid is, which generally when South is vulnerable is going to show somewhat of a hand. So let's say they make their bid at 2 clubs for the majors. And now most people here play that systems is on here. Even though it doesn't necessarily make sense when they show the majors, if you haven't discussed it, you really would just assume that systems are on. But if you've discussed it, some people do play unusual over unusual. So 2 spades would be a good diamond bid, 2 hearts would be a good club bid, and 3 clubs and 3 diamonds would be natural and non-forcing. So whatever the case, what you want to do when South shows majors is you want to make a non-forcing club bid. So you're going to just do whatever that is, basically. So if they bid 2 clubs and you were playing systems on and you were playing 4-way transfers, you would do that. Or if you were playing unusual over unusual, you would just bid 3 clubs. If they bid something like 2 hearts for the majors, you probably play some sort of Lebensaal here, so you'd probably try 2-no to get your partner to relay to 3 clubs. But anyway, so whatever happens, that's kind of what you have. And I think that if North has the opportunity to do so, they should double an artificial bid by West to let their partner know that they would like them to bid again, that they have some stuff over here for them. Unfortunately, they're 3-3 in the majors, so they can probably guess you do have one fit, but they don't know which one it is, so they really would like South to continue with whichever major is longer. But let's say they don't do that, so West has bid 3 clubs, non-forcing, and even though East has a good club hand, they would obviously pass this. And then I think that South, with the club void and the 6-5 shape, should probably bid again, so South should try 3 hearts. and West passes, and North might even kick it into four hearts here now, knowing that South is 6-5, likely with a club void. But let's say they pass, and East decides to compete to four clubs, and now it goes pass, pass. Well, now North should definitely bid four hearts. Because now they know that their partner is almost certainly voiding clubs for the opponents to be bidding this many clubs. And with all these nice chunky cards in partner suits, you basically are guaranteed to be making four hearts. And I think that neither East nor West has enough information to know that four hearts is definitely making. So, and East doesn't really have the right shape to be saving anyway. So they're definitely not going to bid five clubs. A pretty aggressive West might take a chance at five clubs once their partner raises them to four clubs, basically expecting that it will be a good save. So here, basically, North-South should get to four hearts, and East-West might choose to save, which works on this deal, because you only go for 300. And it's basically impossible that North-South are going to take the push to five hearts, because I just don't think that either hand on its own is going to be strong enough and know enough about the deals. And obviously, if West had a stiff spade and two hearts, then five hearts would be going down on a rough. So if you did get to four hearts and make it, then you did well. And if your opponents found the save in five clubs, then they did even better. And then we were on board 6, which was the last board of the first match. And East has a 10 count, so they pass. And South has a 14 count, so they're going to open one spade. And it's going to go pass, and North bids one no trump, forcing or semi-forcing. Pass, and South. South has a hand where they would be accepting a game invite. Hopefully a no trump, hopefully not in spades. So they have to bid again, so they would bid two clubs. Pass. And now North does have a few options. We actually play something called Bart, which allows us to show a strong two-card spade preference, like 9 to 10 points. So that's actually what I chose to do. I bid two diamonds, which basically relays two hearts, and then two spades, which shows about 9 to 10 points in a doubleton spade. If you don't have this gadget available to you, you kind of have to guess about what to do, whether you go low by just bidding two spades, or whether you go high by bidding two no trump. And I think that because my suit texture in the red suits is not that great, I would probably choose to go low by bidding two spades anyway. And the only other potential option you would have is to try two hearts, but I just wouldn't do that because partner is going to pass that with a singleton heart a lot of the time, and we have two spades with partner. So, and two hearts also, doesn't really show values, so you didn't get that part of your hand off across anyway. So when you take the preference back to two spades, partner just barely is shy of bidding a game, so you should be playing two spades on this deal, I think. And as it turns out, because spades are 3-3, the opponents can manufacture a fourth spade trick by leading one of the suits that they're short in, but if they don't do this, then you'll be able to make four. But if they do it, then they'll be able to hold you to 3, which, it doesn't really matter if you're playing imps, no big deal, 3 or 4. Alright, so that was the first match. Now moving on to the second match. So now we start with board 7. And South deals with a 16 count, so they open one no trump. And West does not quite have enough to do something like two diamonds, and a major. Even though they have pretty decent shape, at vulnerable you just need a little more of a hand. So they're going to pass. North passes, and East definitely does have enough to be bidding here. So they're either going to bid two clubs and a major, which is certainly gross looking at the 6-5-4-3-2 of clubs, or if you play something like Capoletti-ish or Multilandi, you would bid two spades showing spades and a minor. So now if you bid two clubs showing clubs and a major, then West will definitely ask for your major. And I think that they want to be able to ask for your major and show values here. I think if your major is spades, they're likely going to want to game force you. If your major is hearts, because their hearts are a little weaker, they probably just want to invite. So they should definitely do that. If you make a club and a major bid, they should at the very minimum invite. If you do end up in spades, then they should game force. But now if East bids two spades, and a minor, well, now West can clearly see they have a fantastic hand with the club void and 4 trumps, knowing that their partner has usually 5, and so they should probably just bid a game. And as you can see, 4 spades will basically always make 5. Best lead is probably a trump, but even still, it doesn't really do that much for... I think if you don't lead a trump, you'll be able to score 9 trump tricks, 10, 11. So you'll be able to score the same number of tricks even if they don't lead a trump. At our table, I think we led a trump and they held themselves to 4. And probably the line to make it is not 100% clear if you just like rough some stuff back and forth. You might have to do something with the diamond suit. Alright, board 8. So West steals, and they have a pretty good hand. 8, 10, 19 high card points. So some people might consider opening this to no trump. Personally, with the kind of weak shape, I would just open a club on this deal with all this club concentration as well. But I can totally see opening 2-no because that really just simplifies the auction a lot more. So you open a club, North overcalls a heart, and East makes a negative double. And South has a few options. They can try 3 hearts, weak. They could try 4 hearts, but it's a little aggressive for sure. And if they do try 3 hearts, then West basically they have a few options. They can double. But if they do double, they basically know that they're not really getting to 3-no trump since their partner is marked with a singleton heart. And they can make the practical bid of 3-no trump and just hope that their queen-9 third is a stopper, either because North has both the ace-king or because partner has a good enough heart spot that that can act as a barrier to the opponent's just running 5 hearts in your face. So I'm not sure what I would do. I mean, I think that 3-no basically simplifies the auction a lot, and doubling doesn't really ensure that you're going to get to the right contract anyway. Although it's going to allow your partner to bid a second suit, so they're going to either bid diamonds or clubs now. Since they have exactly 4 spades, probably exactly 1 heart, they're either 4-4 or 5-3 in the minors some way. So, I really don't mind double because you're gonna get to 5 of one of the minors and probably make it because you expect to lose maybe a heart and then hopefully one trick in one of the pointies. At our table they did bid 3-no trump, and we gave them a heart trick and then they rattled off what they could. Now if you decide to go a little aggressive and bid 4 hearts, now West can't bid 3-no trump anymore, so they're kind of forced into doubling. North passes, and if East can find the pass, as you can see, 4 hearts goes for 500, but East should not unreasonably pull to 5 clubs, and then West should just pass because they've already shown a really good hand, and they have the wasted queen of hearts. So if you have this kind of auction, you'll get to 5 clubs making. which basically you can make 5 clubs by guessing the spade suit. So you can lose 1 heart and 1 spade. And because the spades are 3-3, you don't have to draw trumps before you play on spades. So that is a little bit lucky for your side. Certainly, if you look at all the cards, 3-0 is the contract that you want to be in here. But you need to make sure you get to a game on this deal and not lower or higher than a game. Alright, moving on to board 9. Oh, this was a cute board at our table. So I was the dealer north. And so one of my personal things that I like to do is basically whenever I'm non-vulnerable, and sometimes when I'm vulnerable, whenever I have 14 points and a 6-card minor, I just always open a no trump. Obviously, without any side singletons, of course. But and the reason is that when you have a 6-card minor and a 14 count, your hand is actually going to evaluate in playing strength to something like I would say a 16.5 point no trump. So when you open a no trump with a 6-card minor and a 14 count, you're actually planning to accept your partner's game invite if they do it, because your hand has that additional extra playing strength. If you want to think about it, the extra minor card is something like half an ace. But it also has the unintended consequence sometimes of blowing the opponents out of the auction, as on this deal. So if you open a no trump, then East doesn't... East could definitely show majors, but they could also elect to not do so since they're vulnerable and their hand is not the best. Personally, I would just show majors because I don't really want to get blown out of the auction, but it's certainly reasonable to pass, and South obviously passes, and West has the same kind of problem where they could definitely bid, but it's a little dangerous to do so at red on white. So here, as you can see, East-West make 4 of either major because these 14 points add up to 3 defensive tricks. And that's even lucky that we do get 3 defensive tricks, because if clubs were 1-3, then we would only get 2 defensive tricks. They would be making 5 of anything. So here, I think that East-West both have enough hand that either of them could have come in. But you can sort of see that when you do open a no trump, you give the opponents a problem that they definitely don't have if you just open a club. And you also have the kind of hand that opening a club makes it a little hard to describe your hand, because you don't really have a 1 club, 3 club jump. Your partner's going to expect you to have more for that. But if 1 club, 2 clubs is kind of an underbid. So I really think that opening a no trump is basically the best of all worlds. It describes your playing strength while being a little deceptive about your defensive strength to the opponents. But if you do get to 4 of a major, you'll basically, they'll take their 3 tricks. And if you are defending 1 no trump, you'll be able to run not 10 major suit cards if you don't pitch any. Against us, I think they only ran 9 of them because spade got pitched to encourage. But yeah, so that's just like a little, I wouldn't really call it a trick, just like a thing to remember about when you're holding 6-card minors and 14 counts especially. Everyone obviously knows, if you have 15 count a 6-card minor, that you can certainly open a no trump. Alright, so next board, East steals and passes. South, if they weren't vulnerable, they might try a little frisky 3 clubs, but most likely they're going to pass. And West has the good hand here. So they probably are going to open, I would think they would open a spade on this 5-4-2-2 16 count. And North passes, and East should give whatever their limit raises, either jury or, if you don't have jury, then you would definitely still give a 4-card limit raise because you basically have a very, very good hand. And so then now West obviously bids a game. And so you're in 4 spades. And as you can see, In four spades, all you have to lose are two diamond tricks. But it's very unlikely that North is going to find a diamond lead. They're probably going to lead the deuce of clubs. And if they do this, then you can draw trumps and hope to pitch the diamonds on the hearts. Now, as you'll notice, because the trumps are 3-1 and you're not going to guess it, since you're just going to play for the drop with a 9-card fit, they'll be able to rough in on the third heart and cash two diamonds anyway to hold you to 4. At our table, they actually tried something a little different, which was they basically tried to guarantee their contract by playing 2 rounds of trumps and then just exiting a diamond. So we cashed 2 diamonds, I cashed the queen of spades, and whoever is in has to play a heart. And this is going to ensure that even if hearts are, even if hearts are Jack 10 fourth opposite void, that you're not going to lose a heart trick. But I think it's pretty unlikely that the hearts are 4-0, so you might just want to try to play for that over trick. Alright, next board, South deals, has an 11 count, and is not vulnerable, so you could definitely open this hand if you wanted. If you and your partnership are in the habit of opening 11 counts sometimes. So at our table, we did open this hand, 1 club, and went pass, and I bid 2 clubs, which was inverted, and East bid 2 spades, and South has no bid, so they pass, and it went pass, and now, unfortunately, my hand was just a little too strong. I really felt like I had to game force, so what I did was I bid 3 hearts, which here does not show 4 hearts because my 2 club bid denies 4 hearts already. So basically when I bid 3 hearts, I'm just saying I have something in hearts, can you bid 3 no trump? If you play Western Q specifically, the 3 spade bid would ask partner to bid 3 no with a spade stopper. But if you'll notice, the 3 heart bid also asks partner to bid 3 no with a spade stopper. It's just a little more descriptive. Also, partner has nothing in diamonds and is very heavily loaded in spades. They might be a little concerned about the diamond suit, since I did bypass 3 diamonds to bid 3 hearts. And if you'll notice, you can bid 3 no, and they will lead the spade, their partner's suit. And they'll drive out the spade, and you have 5 clubs, and 1 spade is 6, and 1 heart is 7. So you kind of just have to hold up on the spade a few rounds and just hope that West has the ace of diamonds. That way you can get your 8th and 9th trick. And fortunately, that's not to be. So so you'll probably be in 3 no down 2. And the only other thing of consequence is whether you should bid 2 spades once the auction starts, 1 club past 2 clubs, inverted, and definitely the answer is yes. Like, your hand is just too good, and if you don't bid 2 spades, your partner's not going to lead a spade. And even if they double you, looking here, right, you're going down 1, it's no big deal. They're making 3 clubs, so... And it might also even be your hand sometimes if North just had like the bare minimum for their inverted 2 clubs. So, when you have a hand, even if the opponents have started out with a strong auction, you should definitely still bid. Alright, next board. So West deals, and if you play a weak 2 diamonds, I would not open 2 diamonds on this hand, it's too strong, but I would open 1 diamond. So you could open 1 diamond, and North can try a takeout double. Even with this shape, they have no diamond honors, all the points are in their other suits, so it's totally not unreasonable to try a takeout double. Or you could pass, of course, which actually I did pass this hand. And East bids a heart. And now South is going to do whatever their Michael's bid is. And so for us, that would be 2 diamonds would be Michael's. If they had bid 2 hearts, it would have been natural. So South bids 2 diamonds, and West bids 2 hearts. They could even try 3 hearts if they wanted to muddy the waters a little bit. They have about the right kind of playing strength for 3 hearts, although they're certainly light on high cards. But regardless, North can tell that they have a great hand. Their partner bid Michael's red on white, so they have something. They're not going to have junk, and they have 4 trumps, 2 aces, the queen of clubs, and partner's second suit. And yeah, so I don't think that you would be expecting to make a slam most of the time. So I think that most of the time here, you're just going to bid 4 spades. And East obviously passes, South passes, and West, I mean, if they tried to bid a save, as it turns out, the save is profitable here. 5 diamonds is only down 2. But if they do basically solo their save by bidding 5 diamonds, I think that North should probably make a forcing pass here, saying that they have a good hand. And you should probably talk to your partner about when forcing pass rules are applying here. And I think that the reason this applies here is that West bid only 2 or 3 hearts and now is bidding to the 5 level, in conjunction with the fact that we are red and they're white. All these things probably suggest that pass would be forcing. And if North passes 5 diamonds around to South, I'm not sure what South would end up doing, but if they do end up bidding 5 spades, as you can see, 6 spades is on the club break. So if clubs break, you can pitch both your heart losers and rough a heart to make 6. And since they do break, you'll make 6 if you're in it, and you'll make 6 when you're not in it. Alright, so that was, now we're moving on to match 3, starting with board 13 here. So this board, North deals and passes, and East, well, that's a lot of kings. East has 9, 10, 7, 17 points. It looks like more to me, actually. So they are going to open 1 no trump. And South has kind of a nice distributional hand, but at vulnerable, like probably not really a bid. So South passes, just because their spade suit is bad. If they had a better spade suit, same number of high cards, they would definitely bid, like ace, queen, jack, 6 of spades. But anyway, so they pass, and West has 4, 8, 11 high card points. So they probably could try puppet Stayman if you play that, or you could just try bidding 3 no. And this is going to go all pass. And South has no reason to not just lead a spade. So then, basically, there's very little to the play. They're going to first drive out the ace of clubs, and then basically knock out the ace of hearts. So they'll be able to take 4 clubs, 2 diamonds is 6, 1 heart is 7, and 3 spades is for 10 tricks. So kind of a nothing board. Next board, East deals and has a kind of a random 14 count. So they're going to open 1 club, and South has the right shape for a takeout double, but not enough highs, so they pass. West responds 1 spade, and I think North here has enough to bid, well, if East didn't open a club, actually. If East had opened a diamond, they could make a takeout double. But since East opened a club, so North is just going to pass. And now East rebids 1 no trump. And this is going to go all pass, basically. And so South is on lead on that auction, a club, a spade, and no trump. And I think that they're obviously 4-4 in the red suits. So personally, I would just try a heart, which is my stronger suit. So you could try a low heart, or you could just try the queen of hearts, which is much less likely to immediately blow a trick, but could be worse for the defense, of course. And I think, standard is to be leading a low heart from these holdings, but I think that we've found that statistically that often leading high ends up working out. So if you do lead a heart, then East can hold up 2 rounds and win the third round, and then they're gonna go after. Oh, what am I saying? So, as you can tell, the auction went differently at our table because East opened a weak no trump. But anyway, of course, when over the 1 spade bid, East is going to bid 2 spades, and that's where they're going to play. And there's not really anything to the defense of 2 spades. You should be able to make two by just playing it carefully. Uh, in 1 no trump, going back to 1 no, let's pretend that we had that auction, 1 no all pass on the heart lead. So they can, what suit should they go after? Spades, of course. So they eventually are going to get 3 spades. 1 heart is 4, 1 club is 5, and it's basically very unlikely that they'll get more than 1 trick after that. Unless the defense does something silly and shifts away from their club. So if you do end up in 1 no, then they should go down.